Legoman. The purpose of the exercise is to strategically develop a plan to put together a preset structure in the shortest possible amount of time.
Okay guys, so we have 40 minutes to figure this out. How do we begin?
Two weeks ago, 8 diverse individuals were randomly brought together to form a team. What followed were a series of rigorous and often challenging scenarios forging the foundations of team cohesion.
We were born and raised along the globe, from Ethiopia, Long Island, to Panama. Collectively, we speak more than 10 languages and have experience in more than 12 countries. Hola muchachos!
Hello!
4 of us are trained as engineers. 4 have done finance and information systems. 2 have backgrounds in sociology and economics. 1 in accounting. And 1 combines engineering and medicine. Some excel in quantitative and analytical work, others in strategic thinking and the succinct expression of ideas. We are a mix of opposing personality types: directors, supporters, coordinators, motivators, observers, and inspirers.
We began to establish effective trust very early on. During the first introductions, we were friendly and humble. We started building effective trust more intentionally by approaching exercises like the Johari window and the Adam Krieger day with vulnerability, sharing feedback to set the stage for developing innovative solutions to multiple team-oriented activities. In tandem, we began to build cognitive trust as we saw each other's abilities during the mobile application challenge. Given our early positive team experiences, we entered a positive spiral phase.
Where effective trust became clear to me in the middle of the first week. I had a personal situation back in Panama. As soon as the team realized I had an issue, they turned to me and showed me their support, letting me deal with the situation back at home. I think that's how a team should work.
To ensure we perform synergistically while addressing our weaknesses as a team, we established just a few team norms. These norms were designed to set a basis of behavior for us to abide by while we perform various team projects and engagements. Our normative structure supports a little bit of self-regulation and allows us to continually update the norms as conflicts arise.
Additionally, we discussed and determined that given our team's heterogeneous composition, an emergent management structure would be appropriate as a way to let different individuals rise as managers, based on the particular project at hand. We also agreed that as we learn more about one another, we will revisit and amend the structure if necessary.
Okay guys, we got 40 minutes, we're a team of 7. I think one of us needs to be the process checker and the coordinator. Let me take that role.
Sure.
Perfect. Okay, we have 6 left and we need to make teams of 2. So we're gonna have 3 teams.
I can take the honors.
I'll take the head.
You guys want to do legs?
We'll do legs. Yep.
No, leaves us the torso.
Do the torso. Yeah.
Let's make it happen.
Perfect. So, as an initial check, I'll go and check out the entire model and try to create the initial blueprint. After I come back, each one of you go team by team and start figuring out how you're going to start doing this. Make sense?
It's a plan.
Let's
Let's do it.
Right.
All right, team, Gene and Kat and everybody, can we talk for a sec?
Yeah.
I think the most important thing that we need to get solved right now is the connection points between each of the different teams. We need to be absolutely sure about who's doing what. So we're doing the torso. I might want to direct each connection individually. Who wants to talk first about the connection?
I'll talk about the head.
All right.
Yeah, so what we're going to do is all of you guys create a checklist of all the items that you're using, classified by part, because I have a master tally here and I want to make sure all the parts are being utilized and we're not going over or under.
Yep.
Perfect.
Okay?
I'll go count.
Yeah. So hand me over the papers and I'll do the checklist here.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. We have all the pieces tallied. We're good to go. We have another 3 minutes left on the clock. Once the time ends, let's all function perfectly as a team.
So what's our group process? We started with certain strengths right off the bat, immediately fostering a collaborative learning environment, just sort of jumping in and humbly teaching one another. Things as simple as Anadeep helping Gene set up his Outlook calendar. This enabled the cross-training that Hackam was talking about, growing the pool of group talent. We coupled this with a shared commitment to iteratively improving our group norms and processes and having a real commitment to high-quality output. This was evident at Adam Krieger. We completed one of the tasks in 2 seconds, but we weren't content with that time. Instead, we trialed the second idea, building on the first, that got it down to tenths of a second. We might have been lucky enough to experience the positive spiral effect that Caproni describes. Record-breaking times at Adam Krieger, coupled with a cohort win in the Global Communication Challenge, gave us a sort of self-fulfilling foundation of confidence that really carried us through the next challenges.
But as the week wore on, it really showed our weaknesses, particularly in process. Many of those came out during the Hurricane Challenge.
Okay, guys, how do we get off this island?
So I have an idea. The way I thought about it was to set up a framework about what is most important. So first, getting across the beach. Second, how do we feed ourselves? And third, how do we get off? And then use that to rank our things.
That sounds great. I'll write the framework down.
Wait, we really need to know where hurricane is located.
Well, I know where the hurricane is located. It's right down here.
It will depend on the strategy.
But then
3 hours
it's traveling
ago,
at
it was
45 miles an
north.
hour. And
I don't know. I think
and
it came from the northwest, but
And that's as far as we ever got with the framework conversation. We spent half the time talking about the hurricane's location, about 16 minutes, all time which was irrelevant to our ultimate goal. Here, our team was presented with a structure to build on, a framework. We could do situation scanning, but we moved on too quickly. Realizing this, we started relying on a rotating emergent leadership paradigm to provide framework and minimize our social loafing.
Okay, look, we've spent 15 minutes on this. I really think we need to move on. Does anybody have an idea for a process or structure for us to move forward?
What about the location? I mean, are you sure you don't want to know that?
Funny. The location, right? People, I don't think the location is very important right now.
Okay.
I have some expertise in this. Believe me, water is very important. Water is very important. We should keep that at number one.
We have too much.
okay, we need to move on. What does everyone think we should put
All right,
first?
listen, the most important thing is the shoes. We need to get off of the rocks and onto the island sooner than later, so we've got to make that one number one.
And that listening to each other is our second problem. Although Kat did a great job earlier in the conversation with reflective listening skills, Edwin was the highest scorer in terms of actual score on the team, but the lowest score on influence score. He tried to make himself heard and he wasn't able to. We all need to actively listen to each other to make sure the best ideas come out. We've also made norms employing Google document work sessions, putting more emphasis on other types of work than just those who are more vocal. So those who are less vocal can also be heard within our group.
And we're good.
We're good.
We've come a long way in these whirlwind 2 weeks. Team trust has formed the foundation that we've leaned on throughout. Writing a social contract about how we'll interact with each other has further set us up for success. And undergoing really stressful simulations together led us to develop processes that we know will be gluing us together when stressful situations inevitably arise throughout the course of our first year together. We're proud of this progress, and we're excited to continue growing together. Here are our priorities.
We want to build team processes that utilize time more efficiently and maximize process gains. Our norms state that we're going to keep trying a flat structure, but we're going to experiment with electing rotating facilitators based on the needs of a given assignment. These facilitators set and run agendas for each meeting, monitor time, ensure we've accomplished our meeting goals, and prompt discussion of next steps. We'll assess success by reviewing our agendas 1 month from now, measuring how long our processes take and how much of each agenda we're able to get through.
Since the initial stages of a project are our greatest struggle, we are creating formal processes to build and dedicated strategic planning. We want to allow for situation scanning and strategy planning early on by planning time in advance for brainstorming,
followed by the time for productive devil's advocate or dialectical challenges on the ideas. This way, we hope to minimize new ideas derailing us late in the process. We will measure success here by recording how long it is taking us to make initial decisions, and then how often our processes are interrupted.
We also know that we need to continue to build effective trust. We're off to a great start, but we know this trust needs constant reinforcement. So, our group norms is a living document, which will update as conflicts arise based on frank feedback. We're also building in a quick personal check-in at the beginning of each meeting. This, together with weekly scheduled dinners, will help us form a supportive culture, allowing us to be our full, authentic selves. We'll measure this qualitatively with a team member survey after Fall 1, and we also suspect we'll see our efforts in our quantitative success for various projects, since higher levels of effective trust improve team performance. 2 weeks ago, we were 8 strangers walking separate paths who had just moved to New Haven from all over the globe. By chance, our paths merged, and by choice, we now walk down Route 64 together.
Route 64!